Hello fellow space engineers, GopeScope here from the GopeScope gaming channel, and I'm happy to welcome you to another episode in our Let's Build a Battlefleet series. Today we are going to revisit the Tethys Class Destroyer, which was the second ship we built in this series, and we're going to take a look at its latest incarnation, the Tethys Alpha. I took what I've learned since building the original Tethys and put together this new destroyer with the aim of making it lighter and faster while maintaining a reasonable degree of durability, and most importantly, increasing its deadliness. Let's compare the specs of the original and the new Tethys. At 6.729 million kilograms, the Tethys Alpha is just under 75% the mass of the Tethys. Where the Tethys had a bulky power system comprising 4 reactors, the Alpha has 2 large reactors, 9 small reactors, and 4 batteries. The Alpha's thrusters generate a force of 19 million newtons forward, 3.9 million newtons port and starboard, 5.2 million newtons retro, and 5 million newtons vertical. This translates into improvements in the newton to kilogram thrust ratio of 93% improved forward, 49% improved port and starboard, 45% improved retro, and 90% improved vertical. The original Tethys could go from 0 to 20 meters per second in 14 seconds. The Alpha can do that in 8.2 seconds. The Tethys had a kilogram to gyro ratio of 180,446. The Alpha's ratio, at 146,303, is nearly 20% improved. Where the Tethys had 13 Gatling turrets, in addition to its direct-fire torpedo system, the Alpha boasts a more rounded arsenal consisting of 9 Gatling turrets, 2 missile turrets, 4 large ship rocket launchers, 2 interior turrets, and its barrage torpedo system. Like the Enceladus Alpha, this latest incarnation of the Tethys has repair welder support for some of its weapons. In addition, it also has a handful of decoys placed at various points in the ship to help redirect fire away from the most vital systems. Let's start our interior tour by entering through the starboard airlock. The starboard airlock, like the port, is fully automated and hands-free. Entering this side of the ship, we can see the main crew quarters area, as well as some storage, one of the large reactors, and some battery backups. As we move farther forward, we come to a corridor with more crew area, some storage, and a view of the torpedo reloading system. Moving up this corridor and down this hallway, we can find our way to the flying bridge, which is a way to fly the ship if you're not too worried about taking fire and you'd like a view. Now as we move back, we can see that there is a gravity generator for this side of the ship, and there is a backup bridge. And down below, which is accessible by going down these ramps, we can get into the mess hall area. And through these doors, we find a corridor with a view of the main engine room. There are the 2 main reactors. Below us is the oxygen generation system. And behind us we also have a few gyroscopes and a few more small containers. This area is actually locked off when the weapon system is firing because this area is subject to massive gravitational changes. And on the port side of the ship, we have an AP turret. And up here we have the medical room. As we go down, below us is the captain's quarters. We have a programmable block there. The captain's quarters is just to the right, through this door. And there's a seat, a bed, a console, and a cargo container for the captain. This is the port airlock. And down here we have some storage and a view of the propulsive grav drive system that fires the weapons, as well as some gyroscopes and some more storage. And forward from there is a corridor that leads into the bridge, which you can see there are weapon status LCDs, a view of the actual weapon system itself, which is unloaded at this time. There is a vent for the bridge, and there are status indicators for the turrets, reactors, and batteries, which, as you can see, as you click these buttons, the batteries turn on and off, and simultaneously the appropriate indicator turns on and off. Green arrow up, of course, means that they are on, and offline means they are offline. So the turrets are now on, the reactor is on, and the battery's off. And this is a view of the Alpha with the top taken off. You can see the torpedo tube, torpedo bay, torpedo reloading system, bridge, port airlock, captain's quarters, medical bay, main reactor room, propulsive grav drives, crew quarters, mess hall, and backup bridge, as well as the corridor leading to the flying bridge. The barrage torpedo system itself consists of a combination of 25 decoy and high explosive torpedoes, which fire in a salvo designed to defeat point defense systems and armor in order to damage and destroy internal systems such as reactors or cargo containers. Let's see how the weapon handles a platform with 4 Gatling turrets defending a large reactor, protected behind between 1 and 2 layers of heavy armor. As you can see, the weapon made it past the hail of gunfire, struck the target, and destroyed the reactor. That was 4 turrets. Now let's test it against the original Tethys. Here it will need to defeat a similar level of armor, but also as many as 9 to 10 turrets rather than 4. In this case, the weapon struck its target after surviving the Gatling fire and over-penetrated the target, destroying 2 large reactors in the process. And in this test firing, 1 large reactor was destroyed, along with 2 large thrusters. There is one last feature of the barrage torpedo system I'd like to mention, and that is the automatic safety system. There is a sensor on each high-explosive warhead that is set to detect friendly ships in the flight path of the weapon. If a friendly is detected, the torpedo initiates an immediate self-destruct. While a friendly may still be struck by the debris, they will sustain far less damage than if the explosive power of the weapon were still active. In this example, the ship is not registered as friendly. In some areas, as you can see, the torpedo system tore straight through the ship. On the other hand, in this example, the ship is registered as friendly. While damage is still sustained, it is clear that the severity is dramatically reduced. This ship and the barrage torpedo system will be available on the Steam Workshop in the GSG Let's Build a Battlefleet collection. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to see more, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.